What's going on, everyone? Bran here from Bloody Breakdown, and today I have some big Saw X news for all of you. All right, big day for us Saw fans, big news day for Saw X. And yes, I'm going to keep calling it Saw X instead of Saw 10 because it's a momentous occasion. Do you people who come in my comments and that's all you have to say about anything, do you call Jason X Jason 10? Because that sounds no fun and awful. Anyway, getting back to the big news, folks, because like I said, there's a lot to unpack here as far as Saw X. We got a lot in one day. So let's start out with the article, or excuse me, the tweet here that I have pulled up from the official Saw Twitter account with, as I showed you in the very beginning of the video, the first image from Saw X. As we see here, Tobin Bell, Jigsaw, John Kramer himself. Really cool to see. Just in and of itself, if we got nothing but this image today, I would be very happy about it because it's just such an iconic character, such an iconic role for an iconic actor. Good stuff. Good to see John as the first image released, other than the logo, of course, from Saw X. So the official Saw Twitter account says, "I've heard your beautiful screams of anticipation loud and clear. Hashtag Saw X is now coming at you 1 month earlier." That's right, folks. September 29th, Saw will now be released in theaters 1 month earlier. Originally October 27th, as we've been talking about on this channel and several other different places. That was kind of creating a conflict. A lot of people who were going to go see Saw who also wanted to see FNAF. So, you know, even with Five Nights at Freddy's being released streaming on Peacock the same day, was still a bit risky, and I think it's a very smart move to go ahead and move this thing back. I'm definitely not going to complain that we get it a month earlier anyway. And it's still around Halloween time, about a month before, so no complaints whatsoever. I think it was a smart move for them to go ahead and move this thing away from the FNAF movie, because, you know, a lot of people are very excited. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people are very excited for what looks to be a return to form in the Saw franchise, bringing back John Kramer, bringing back Amanda Young. Could be a lot of people that we see brought back. We don't know yet. Those are the only two we have confirmed. But yeah, just the hype for FNAF is so big. It's been a project that's been in developmental hell for so long that, you know, you got two projects that people are really excited about. Maybe it's good not to have them so close to each other. So right here off this tweet, we have our first official look in this very image of Saw X, and we now know September 29th as opposed to October 27th. We're getting this thing 1 month earlier. It is going to be an incredible spooky season, folks. Strap in. It's going to be spectacular. And speaking of Twitter, I also ran across this on Bloody Disgusting's Twitter. One of the foremost sources for all horror news, of course, Bloody Disgusting, their official Twitter account. They gave us some more interesting news, something that I've been talking about on this channel that has been rumored and hinted at for months now, if not a full year at this point. They give us some confirmation here. So it says, it has been confirmed today that Saw X will take place between the events of Saw and Saw 2. So that's been the general talking point here recently. I know a while back it was a little bit hazy if this thing was going to be in between Saw 1 and 2, or perhaps Saw 2 and 3, but now we do have confirmation, as I thought we would, especially here recently, that this thing is taking place in between Saw and Saw 2, making it a prequel, of course, that, you know, we already kind of knew that, but as far as where it fell in the linear timeline, now we do have a concrete answer to that. This will take place in between Saw and Saw 2, so technically, if we're going the Lion King route, this is Saw 1.5. So not only that, but we got a quote here. This is in quotes, and this talks about part of the plot of Saw X, something we have known literally nothing about up until now, other than, you know, we had it may take place in an abandoned hospital. It may go in that Saw 6 direction, talking about, you know, big pharma and healthcare and insurance and things of that nature, which I am down for. Absolutely love Saw 6, and I think it's definitely something that needs to be talked about more in the zeitgeist because, well, I won't get into any of my political takes here, but it intrigues me to say the least. So the quote is, "A sick and desperate John Kramer, Tobin Bell, travels to Mexico for a risky and experimental medical procedure in hopes of a miracle cure for his cancer." So, man, I got to tell you, it's not like John's the greatest character ever, but, kind of feel bad for the guy. I do. If only he hadn't put so many people in traps for like stealing purses or things like that. But yeah, there you go. We've got a little snippet, a bit of what the plot of this film is going to be about. We've got a first image. We've got a brand new release date that for once isn't pushed back, is actually moved forward. And, luckily this thing was filmed and wrapped, all done before the writers and actor strike, which, for the record, I'm definitely on their side there. Solidarity to all of them. But I am glad that this spooky season's not going to be completely void of anything new. I know we have Saw, of course, we have FNAF, we have the Pet Sematary coming to Paramount Plus, I believe it is. So it's going to be a very awesome spooky season with some new content for everyone out there. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you all. I think that'll round it out. Like 3 big things here: new release date, first image we're ever going to see of this film, and some pretty interesting plot details have been revealed. So with that said, it's your turn. Let me know what you think about this news down in the comments section. While you're there, do all the other YouTube stuff. Let me just throw out some YouTube lingo and jargon at you real quick. Like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and all that jazz. And check the description section while you're there. There's a couple of links to follow me on Twitter, support the channel if that sounds like something you'd be interested in doing. So with that said, I'm Bran, and this has been your Bloody Breakdown on a big Saw X update.